Hey TTRLers, I am here with the incomparable C-Renā.
Oh my goodness. Hi, good morning. Hey, Zach.
How are you?
I'm good. I am good.
So I met you at our November 4th Friday with Shelby Soul and Queen of X, and
yes,
it was just love at first sight. I am just so glad Shelby introduced us. It just made my whole evening.
Oh man, listen. He was like, "Do you know Zach?" I was like, "I think I've heard of him, but I don't think I've ever met him. I heard about your energy, but it's like I'd never met him." I said, "I never met him." She's like, "Oh, you got to come meet Zach." And so, because she was like, you should be on the stage. And I'm like, girl, don't threaten me with a good time. I'd love to be on this stage. Because, I was there as a background for Queen of X, who gave a phenomenal show.
Yes.
But she was like, girl, you need to be on this stage. Actually, she said, because Jinx told her I was performing, I think. And so she thought I had my own set. And I was like, no, I'm doing backgrounds for Queen of X, but I would love to be on this stage. Look at this. And so she was like, do you know Zach? And I was like, I think I heard of him, but I've never met him. She's like, oh, come on, you got to go meet Zach right now. So.
Well, I love our arranged friendship, and yes. I can't wait to see it blossom.
Yes.
And really, I do want to talk about that night because I thought it was just such a stellar commentary on how Tampa's art scene is, because we kind of touched on this when we were there about how I love how, the people who were there to support the artists that were performing, like yourself, are established artists, and and it's just but that's just Tampa. Like, we're just such a supportive community that you'll have your headlining gig, but then you'll also go and support your friend, which I just think is so incredible.
That's right. Yeah, the one thing that I love so much about my city is that you hear a lot of artists talk about, artists don't support other artists, and you see these posts that go, artists need to support artists. I always look at those posts and go, I don't know what you guys are talking about, because I don't know what city you're in. I don't know where because in my city, I can go to any artist's gig and see at least five other artists there. So, and that I know, not including the artists that I don't know. So I don't know what they're talking about. I don't have those complaints. My artist friends who are super dope don't have those complaints, because if we're not performing, we are trying to be where other artists are, because we understand the importance of support. Plus, we're just fans of each other. Like, I can rattle off, like, I'm in love with Khalil Lene. I'm in love with Just Henry. I'm in love with J. Rock Jones. I'm in love with Demi Nova. I'm in love with Tremaine. Oh my God, Tremaine Burrell is amazing. I'm in love with Ryan Copeland, who's a musician. I'm in love with the Beatdown Band. Like, I'm in love with Queen of X. We don't have these issues. Like, on any given day, we are going to see somebody. I think that night that Queen of X's, that night of that show, there was Rhapsody Suite was that night as well. And so it was like, oh God, what do we do? Do we go here? Do we go to Rhapsody Suite? But people were coming to both. Like, we come, we do this, and we split time and go see the other. It happens all the time. So I don't know what they're talking about. They don't have a great city. My city's awesome. So go Tampa.
I agree. Go Tampa. And how great is it that now I feel like Tampa's grown so much that now we're kind of in a position where we do have to choose. We have, so many options at our disposal to see. Like, we have to be like, oh, which event do I go to now? And
plus we have such great artists here. So that makes it worse. It's like, they're all so good.
It's a great problem to have.
Yes, that is an awesome problem to have. So yeah, we brag differently. I often say that, like, my musical friends are dope. I brag differently. I'm actually gonna do like some tribute videos to them called C's Musical Flowers, that's coming up soon. So just people that I love what they do, and I'm just going to pay tribute to them because, you know, you see those posts where it says, you know, give people their flowers while they're alive or whatever. So I'm going to do that. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
I love that. I remember you were talking about that, and I thought that was such a great idea. And it really is true. You know, we should honor people while they're around to be honored.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about your journey. Are you a Tampa native?
I am. I've been, like, you don't find many people here. So technically, I was born in Fort Myers, Florida, but I moved here when I was 2. So I don't know anything.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
I don't know any, like, I don't know anything about Fort Myers. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But when you ask me what do I know about Tampa, it spans a lifetime. So yeah.
And how have you, you know, coming up in Tampa, I feel, you know, even in just the 14 or so years that I've been here, I've, you know, seen it grow at such a rapid rate. So how have you seen this community kind of change over time?
I remember when downtown used to close at like 5:01, people were like, pew, trying to get out of there because it was downtown was only where you worked. You did not live there. You worked there. Like, we used to make jokes that at 5:30, if you go downtown, you would see tumbleweeds going down the street. Yeah. But right, but it was like that. The wind would be blowing. You'd see like trash and papers flowing down the empty buildings. But now, it used to be free to park after 5. But not anymore.
Not anymore. It's a premium.
If you park down there after 5 and don't pay, you'll pay one way or the other.
I'll take that trade-off though.
Right, but yeah, so much. I mean, awesome restaurants. So it's just its own city. You know what I mean? Downtown is its own place, its own community. It's grown so much. There's so much good stuff down there now. It's great.
The performance we will be airing is you covering Donny Hathaway's I Love You More Than You'll Ever Know.
Yay.
So can you tell me a little bit about it? What about that song speaks to you?
So first of all, I absolutely adore Donny Hathaway. His story is very tragic, but the music is so passionate. It's so real. It's like, it's everything. Like, you can literally get lost in his voice and in the things he's saying, because it's for real. That particular song, when I decided that I wanted to sing that song, I was very intimidated, but I was so in love with the song that I was like, I have to sing this song. But it took me 6 months to actually say, okay, I'm ready to do it. Like, I learned it. I rehearsed that song. This is gonna sound far-fetched, but no, I probably rehearsed that song for at least 2 hours a day, like 5 days a week at least. Because I just wanted to do it right. You know what I mean? There's just certain songs that if you can't do them justice, then you just shouldn't touch them. Just leave them alone. Don't mess with them. And for me, that was one of those songs. And I just like, I cannot mess this up. I can't mess this up. I can't mess this up. I can't mess this up. And so when I finally said, okay, I'm ready. And then H said, hey, I have the show coming up at Crowbar. Shout out to Tom at Crowbar. I heart Tom. I heart H.
We love Tom DeGeorge.
Yes, I love Tom. Now that's somebody else that's so supportive of the artist community. Like, he loves us and we love him back. We fight for him because he fights for us. But he said, I have a show coming up at Crowbar. I want you to do a set. I want you to bring the band. I was like, oh, okay. So that was what I needed, because I also wanted to perform it with my band. And so that was the first time. This video that you're gonna see is the second time I performed it. The first time I performed it was when I did my album pre-release, and they came. And when I did it, I was like, okay, I feel comfortable now. So when he asked me to perform this time, and he said this was his favorite song. So he actually requested this. He was like, remember that song you did at your pre-release? You have to do that song. That's the only thing I asked, just do that song, no pressure, right? So I was like, okay, so this is actually me doing that song at H's request. This is actually H's video of me singing that song.
Wow, I love it. And it's so funny that you talked about rehearsing it for 2 hours every day, because when you see it, and I think some of the greatest artists, when you you make it look so easy, and like it just comes, like it's just coming in that moment from within you. And I'm sure it is, but also we don't realize the amount of work it takes to get to there, to get to be able to just give it all in that moment on the stage.
And the amount of nerves too, because like I said, that song was, for me, it's a big song. So, I'm on myself to like, you better not mess this up. You know what I mean?
Well, and you cover so many genres, and you are so versatile in kind of your music tastes. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I had the awesome blessing of being just attracted to all music. Like I love everything. I grew up around people who loved everything, everything from classic rock to I love Metallica. Like you don't see that much, but I am a huge Metallica fan. I also love Def Leppard. But I love soft rock, but I also love R&B. I love gospel. I love pop. I love everything. So I think because I love everything, it really works for me as an artist because I'm not boxed in. Like I don't have to say, well, I won't sing certain stuff because